Here I am again with my story. Braving it. I'm braving this adventure myself. I'm happy though. Today I got to speak to some people that seem very promising and very interested in my at least part of my story. So I have several parts to my story that have grown out of the Thailand bit of it. So it's just a collection of it seems like the envelope of stories, the envelope of impact, whatever you call it, is getting larger as time goes on. I have my theories about why that is, but I'm not going to go into it today. I just wanted to get online before it got dark again. It's dusk, the sun's going down, and I realized I hadn't done a video today before it got dark, and so that's been my goal, to try to push myself to do these videos, is to do one every day, and I haven't been doing that for the past few weeks, maybe a month now. I've been kind of slacking, but so yeah, today's kind of been good. Yesterday was good because my a relative of mine has I may have already mentioned this, has said she's willing to she's female, so that narrows it down for you, but a relative is willing to take my medical records, all the medical records, the original, every bit of information I have, and keep them just in case something were to happen to me. So should I pass away from this without getting medical help, or without suing anybody, at least someone in my family will have the information to help resolve what's happened to me by going after doctors or whatever, or simply by documenting my story and telling it. But yeah, so I've been really feeling kind of relieved that all this burden is no longer just on my shoulders. This fear that this doctor's going to get away with it, what he's done to me, is kind of lessened now. And like I said, I did some comments, made some comments to responded to some of the comments on the channel. I spent a lot of time on those comments that I responded to, or spent a lot of time on the responses to those comments. So I hope you appreciate that. And I forgot what I was going to say. Maybe I should think before it comes back. I guess I should say, for those of you that probably perceive my thought process as incoherent, it is difficult at times to talk about things that are very personal, and also to do it quote unquote live, where you know, I'm pushing myself to not edit these videos and to publicize them as is, and I believe I've done that today. And there have been videos where I've deleted them because I didn't like what I said in them. I felt pressured to say things that weren't coming clearly to me at the time, at least in terms of words. You know, it's one thing to know what you want to say. It's another thing to have the words to say them. So I think that's part of the process, is finding words to convey what you want to say. And I have to admit that sometimes I have a problem with that. I know there's a logical reason for that, but I haven't had the chance to delve into why that is. But I know I'm not stupid. I do think I have that capability, but I think everyone has the same problem, finding words to convey their thoughts. So, but every day, if I do these every day, then I'm more likely to leave that fear, because every day I feel a little bit different, and different words come to me, and so yeah, I definitely feel a little bit of hesitation when I skip a few days to talk to my viewers. I think that's normal. And what else? So yeah, I responded to the comments. I think I did a good job of responding. One viewer, one commenter said, people aren't trying to make fun of you, Stephanie. I'm still fun of you by saying you need to see a mental health professional. And I think my response was that I don't feel they're trying to make fun of me. At least not as much as they're trying to deflect the conversation away from my story. And by deflecting it away by attacking my credibility and deflecting the conversation away, they are giving themselves a reason to walk away from this story, because if I'm not mentally sane, then they don't have to take what I say seriously. They don't have to take my story seriously, and they can walk away with a little conscience to their position on it. So that's how I perceive it, because I don't know which country they're from. In the U.S., there's a risk to going to a mental health professional, and that risk is definitely beyond other risks, as far as being prescribed drugs that you don't want to take. And some of these drugs are not safe to take, in my opinion, and there's documented stories out there on the internet pertaining to that. But there's the risk of being put away locked away beyond your control, because you are deemed a danger to yourself, or maybe you're deemed a danger to other people. I can safely say that I've never been deemed insane. I've never been locked away because I've been I wouldn't say locked away. I've been held for 5 days in a health facility to determine my risk himself and was released. I don't know what the medical record says for that, but beyond that, there's been no evidence that I have a mental issue beyond gender identity disorder, which I've dealt with by going through transition, taking hormones. Yeah, so I think that someone makes a comment about going to see a mental health professional. Without backing it up, I see that in the light of attacking my credibility and trying to deflect the conversation away from my story. So I don't believe I'm wrong in taking that perspective on that. If people care for me, then how am I able to go 4 years in this predicament? How is it that I slept in my truck in my hometown, where my mother lives and my relatives live and my brothers and sisters live? How am I able to do that, asking for their help? If they cared about me. These are people that are supposed to be very close to you, to me, and if they don't care for you, at least enough to open their houses to you, then who is? Who's going to care for you? Is a stranger going to care for you? When I lived on the street in my car, and homeless people were friendly towards me, is that caring for me? Is that really caring for me? I mean, what did I need? Did I need someone to feed me and pray for me and hold my hand, or did I need someone to go to a hospital or a doctor with me and be a witness to being arrested, being beaten up by cops? That didn't happen. I imagine some of these people have criminal records that are living on the street and couldn't be a credible witness in that kind of case. But I know I tried to get people to go with me to a doctor and serve as sort of a protector / witness should anything go wrong, and I couldn't find one person that was willing to do that, convincingly willing to do that. So no, I don't think people, when I say people don't care, what I'm saying is it's got to be high on the list. You could find doctors and medical staff that care about people, but you get to a certain point, there's a line, and if you cross that line, it no longer is the patient, it is something else. And I don't believe that's inherent in people. I believe that it's a combination of natural human instinct to protect their own best interests, and it's the system itself that's structured in a way to enable corruptness and not deter it. So I think what's happening, my case is what happened in Thailand. It's also what's happened in the U.S. in the last 4 years that's kept me from getting medical treatment for formaldehyde exposure. And when I say formaldehyde, I mean any tissue preservative that can embalm tissue. And in 4 years, not being able to get medical treatment, it's not just bad doctors. You can't have 30 bad doctors or bad hospitals. That's a medical system that either enables or prevents doctors from caring about patients when it might implicate their fellow doctors. So, as I've said before, my case is a failure to diagnose case. Any doctor that diagnoses my condition knows he's implicating prior doctors' diagnoses or misdiagnoses. So, that's the other half of the story. Thailand, and then what's here in the U.S. And you're asking me why I think people don't care. I think I know why. Because there's a line that this corrupt medical system has drawn for us, that if you cross it, you're no longer a priority. You're no longer a patient that they want to help. You're a conflict of interest. You're somebody that is a risk for their well-being, their self-interest, and they are not going to help you. So when I say people don't care, I'm talking about when when someone really needs help, they are going to look the other way. And I'm not that kind of person. I guess I'm a bit naive. I've grown up in a family of caring people. I don't understand the notion of turning away when someone needs help. It's almost like if you were walking down the street and you saw someone getting raped. Instead of going over there and beating the shit out of this guy that's raping this girl, or this girl that's raping this guy, whatever you want to call it, the people are walking by and not doing anything, and they're walking by this alley and they get past the alley and it's no longer in their vision, and they're going on with their lives, and maybe because the person getting raped is a prostitute, I mean that's sort of like, here I am, a transgender person, I'm a minority, and I don't want to say people are thinking I deserve this, but certainly it has to impact their willingness to get involved, their willingness to step in and protect this person from being hurt further. So, the other analogy is instead of walking by the alley, they go into the alley, which is even worse, and they pat the person on the shoulder and say, we're sorry that you're getting raped, but there's nothing we can do. And they leave and they walk out of this alley and they go on, and that's even worse, because it just it's sickening, actually. And that's kind of where I see myself. I see people coming by that are infuriated the level of pain that I'm suffering from, and almost accuse me of creating this situation. It's my fault. I did this. I went to Thailand, and I sort of deserve this. And especially there's people out there that are in the support community for transgender people that get infuriated with me because they don't like to see somebody suffer, and they don't know what to do. They're afraid themselves. They work with the medical establishment in this country. They work for transgender patients' rights. But when it comes down to actually being there physically for somebody, standing up publicly and stating stating an outcry against it, they aren't there because, well, I'm not going to go into that. They're not there, and it's been a quite a story. So I'm going to let you go with that. It's late, and I had somebody come by trying to pet Morty, and I had to tell them I was indicate that I was talking to a device. which this is. It's a phone, and it's not live. It's recorded, but I promise to publicize my recordings immediately. This is on a phone. It's not on a audio recorder that has higher quality. It's on a phone, and I've set the metadata settings to not be included, so the geolocation data is not recorded on this video for those that are trying to determine where these are being made. I'm still looking for a job. I'm not able to find one. I'm not getting a lot of calls from recruiters. I'm seeing a lot of jobs that are full-time, and I'm applying to those. I don't know if I will get the job, get an offer, but if I do, then maybe I can get some medical insurance. I do have medical insurance, but it isn't, it's probably low quality because it's free. I'm not having to pay anything because I'm not working, but getting a job will keep me off the streets and keep me from having to sell my truck in the next coming months, or sell, some other stuff that I have that I don't want to sell. So I'm really living off my savings. I'm living off my investments. I made a lot of money a few years ago, 2008, and I put it aside, and I'm glad I did it. Thanks for watching. And for those of you that are out there that are spreading the word, helping spread my story and tell people about my channel, I'm really appreciative of that. Hopefully we can find a solution to this if Dr. Suporn's watching, which I would expect you to be watching. I wish that you would end this because it's only going to get worse for everybody involved. I think it's only going to get worse for me. I think as the damage continues to spread, it becomes more obvious. Maybe I'll do some more videos, more regular videos of my groin, and put them on Vimeo or Vimeo. I can do that, and I know the more I do that, the less likely people will be able to tell that or be able to say that I fabricated something. So people aren't doing that. People aren't saying that, but I have to be prepared for the worst. I hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and I have the time to do that. So I'm still in great pain, and I think you should. I think Dr. Suporn, you should set the record straight. You should leave any doubt and come forward with what you did, and give me some sort of option for getting out of this. I'm not going to get on my hands and knees to beg your help, because I don't think I should have to do that. So that's it. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.